Welcome back to the Daily Dean. Here I'm making my case for why using diamonds on a hoe is not a waste of resources. So, here I've pulled up footage of me using all 1,561 durability ticks or hits, points, or whatever you want to call them on the of a diamond hoe. It's sped up twice speed, so it's 4 minutes long. Now, I have here my master sheet for comparing and researching all the necessary intel on diamond hoes and stone hoes and the resources and the differences. So looking at the top, you can see that the durability of a diamond hoe is 1,561, and the durability of a stone hoe is 1,131. Excuse me. So, relative to each other, it would take 12 stone hoes in order to reach the amount of use that you would get out of a single diamond hoe. You would need it would be closer to 11.9 technically, but rounding that up, about 12, right? So the amount of resources that would take would be 24 cobblestone and 24 sticks, according to the crafting formula devised by the engineers at Mojang themselves. And in terms of time, the time that you spend taking time out of your day to gather those resources could be spent using your diamond hoe. So, how much time do you spend gathering those resources? 0.6 seconds per stone block that you mine using stone tools, since there's obviously some favoritism using stone tools over the superior diamond. In total, it would take 14 and a half seconds to mine all of that stone, 24 blocks. And during that time, you could be farming. To get 24 sticks, you need 3 logs. Per log, you need 0.75 seconds. Once again, using a stone axe, or 2.25 seconds of mining time. Now, this doesn't take into account the amount of distance that you'd have to travel to go to a forest and then back to your farm to craft your inferior stone hoes. It would take, assuming a generous 50 blocks, knowing that the character sprints and jumps at a speed of 7.143 meters per second, it would take about 7 seconds in order to reach your forest and then back to your farm. 14 seconds total. We have in total the amount of time that you're using gathering these resources to make a stone hoe, 30 seconds. 30 and a half, once again about 30.65, that you could have used farming with your brand new, shiny diamond hoe. So, how much efficiency have you lost spending 30 seconds, not even taking into account the amount of time it would take to craft logs into planks, into sticks, using sticks and cobblestone to make into 12 stone hoes? You would lose about 172 blocks that you could have spent farming. 172 blocks we find because you can sprint at 5.612 blocks per second, meters per second. They're interchangeable. If your clicking efficiency is 8 clicks per second, you could right click at the same amount of time that you spend sprinting, without jumping, because you don't want to damage your tilled land. You'd lose 172 blocks. Because the amount of time that you spent gathering these resources could have been spent sprinting and, farming with your diamond hoe. 172 blocks is a meaningless number without any, dimensions, right? So, how much wheat is that? Well, since the amount of wheat that you get per block or per seed is 1, you would lose about 172, wheat time in order to, get your silly stone and sticks and logs and whatnot. In terms of actual, bread or stacks, that would be about 3 stacks, 2.5 technically, or a whole stack of bread, or maybe close to 45 pieces. I'm sorry, did I say bread? 2.5 stacks of wheat or 45 pieces of bread. So, in conclusion, if you're a dedicated farmer such as I, and you value using your time as efficiently as possible to create glorious farms, then you should be using a diamond hoe, because the amount of time it takes to create a stone hoe is simply it's the inferior, less efficient option. So, getting the most value out of your time, you should be using a diamond hoe to save as much of your effort and resources using, a diamond hoe. So, thank you. That is all. Have a great week.